When you walk into a massive sports bar or, see a launch control room on TV.
Right, you just assume there's one giant remote running everything.
Exactly. But today, we are pulling back the curtain on the hidden extreme engineering that makes all that flawless multi-screen stuff possible. Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah, we are digging into a massive catalog from HDTVSupply today. I mean, they've been outfitting these global AV setups for like 25 years now.
It's a crazy detailed catalog. But the weirdest part is, if you want to understand how a 160-screen network actually works, the first promo isn't even a TV.
No, you have to start in the basement with the power.
Right. It's this highly specific industrial-sounding thing. The SurgeX SX-SA20VS8 standalone 2-outlet 20-amp surge protector and conditioner with a, wait for it, vertical series, plus 12-amp 8-outlet Smart PDU bundle.
Quite the mouthful.
Right. So before we even get to the flashy video stuff, why does a deep dive into AV gear start with an industrial power strip?
Well, because a Smart PDU, a power distribution unit, isn't just a basic power strip. It's actively monitoring voltage loads to, prevent blowouts.
Oh, so it's watching the actual grade.
Yeah, exactly. In commercial setups, the electrical grid constantly has these tiny micro fluctuations.
Right.
And if you don't have heavy-duty power conditioning to physically smooth out those spikes and dips, well, one surge can fry hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment.
Wow. Yeah, you definitely can't route video if the building's power just scrambled all your processors.
Exactly. So once you've bulletproofed the foundational power supply with that SurgeX, you finally have the stability to build the actual monster, which is the Matrix.
The Matrix. Yes, this is where we get into HDTVSupply's Wolfpack line. They have these modular HDMI matrix switchers that scale from small 4x2 setups to massive 160 by 160 systems.
And what's wild is they are pushing these high bandwidth video signals over CC6 Ethernet cables for up to 450 feet.
Which is insane, because anyone who has set up a home theater knows standard HDMI cables start degrading severely after just 15 or 20 feet.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You physically cannot run an HDMI cord across a stadium.
No, you'd lose the signal entirely. So translating that video signal to run over standard networking cables solves a massive physical infrastructure problem.
It's basically a digital central nervous system. You have this 160 by 160 Wolfpack matrix acting as a giant, flawless brain.
Right. It's managing 160 different inputs and writing them to 160 different screens simultaneously in 4K and 8K.
Flawlessly, in real time.
Yeah, and they even integrate controllers for PIP, picture-in-picture, and POP, picture-outside-picture.
Oh, wow. So you can stitch multiple individual signals into those giant 10x1 video walls.
Exactly.
Which brings up the most interesting part of this whole catalog for me, the actual buyer profiles.
Right, who's actually buying this stuff?
Yeah, because they explicitly market this gear towards sports bar TV systems. They even feature tablet control systems with Everpass and DirecTV apps.
Which makes total sense for a bar.
Right, but right next to that, they are highlighting federal GSA schedules, TAA-approved security products, and the NASA COP purchasing program.
NASA?
Wait, NASA? You're telling me the exact same supplier selling AV over IP systems to a local pub for Sunday football is supplying space agencies?
I know, it sounds totally ridiculous until you look at the core engineering requirement for both of them.
Which is what? Isn't it massive overkill for someone just trying to show a football game?
No, because the requirement is zero latency and zero failure.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if a matrix switcher drops a signal, it really doesn't matter if you're a government control room tracking a satellite or, a packed sports bar in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl.
That's true. A black screen during a playoff game basically means a riot on your hands.
Exactly. The system just has to perform flawlessly under pressure, which is exactly why they maintain a dedicated 803 Wolfpack support line. High stakes demand total control and the exact same reliability, regardless of the venue.
The mechanical need for perfection just doesn't care if it's football or rocket science.
It really doesn't.
So for you listening, the next time you're at a massive venue, take a second to look past the screens.
Yeah, appreciate the incredibly complex web of Cat6 extenders and Smart PDUs back there.
And that giant hidden Wolfpack matrix doing all the heavy lifting in the AV closet.
Yeah.
And hey, if you are looking to build one of these massive switch yards, the catalog does mention you can use the code 15% off at checkout.
Hey, 15% is nothing to sneeze at on a massive commercial system.
Definitely not a bad perk. But before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you all with one final provocative thought.
Lead on me.
Right now, this high-speed switch yard can route 4K and 8K video flawlessly to 160 screens, but it's based on human input, right?
Right. Someone is actively pushing buttons on a tablet.
Exactly. So what happens to that sports bar experience when the matrix routing these signals becomes controlled by an AI? Just imagine a system dynamically changing what game plays on which screen, purely based on the real-time reactions and cheers of the crowd.
That would completely change the game. The venue would turn into this living, breathing system.
It really would.
Yeah.
We will leave you to explore that thought on your own.